I met a gypsy.
I mean, like Ricky, my year that I won a championship was my last time at the ranch. And then I went to
Binghamton. That. Everyone
That's
tuned
wild.
in, listened to us three today. Think about how gnarly that is and not to take anything away from Loretta's. I mean, I think it's super important. I think if you go there and you showcase your talent, it certainly is going to give you opportunities to propel your future 100%. But like, again, RV, one of the best guys to do it, multi-time champion at the elite level, supercross, motocross, you name it. And dude, you won on your last trip. And that's where I wanted to ask both of you guys this. I want your honest opinion. We were talking about this also on our ride this week. If you're a team manager and you've been around great teams, RV, Jace, you as well, back when you were in the States. So if you're looking at a prospect and they go out and they crush it at Loretta's, but then at the time, which I'm a massive fan of the Supercross Futures, I think it gives those guys an opportunity to get out there in the real world and see what they can do. And it's helpful to teams, manufacturers and team managers. What do you think is more important? You're basing it on who you're going to hire. A guy that goes out and crushes Loretta's, or a rider that goes out and does really, really well in the Futures? Which one you guys going with?
Jace, you want to go first, or?
Man, Travis Pastrana has a saying, winners win. And, I think that the good thing about Loretta, so here's what Loretta's doesn't transfer over. The track's super weird. There's never 3 motos over a week. Like, there's so many factors that are in the Loretta Lynns Championship that you won't face as a pro. So do you need to win Loretta's to be a successful pro? No, Ryan, you've proved that, over your career. But I think that you can see, so like Tiger Woods, for example, you could just see he was one of the dudes. Vincent Way, same deal. Dax Bennick, there was some guys where they hit a level and you see that they're the dude at the ranch, and then. So I think just seeing a guy with all that pressure, all the eyes, all the focus, and the crazy thing about Loretta's too, which I don't think, unless you're there. So I left on Sunday. I got there Sunday, left on Sunday. I went out into civilization. I was like, dude, I've been in a vortex. You can't even see. The whole place is surrounded by I was just in this weird vortex for a week. So I think for a kid to be able to handle that type of pressure at a young age, I think that speaks volumes of their character and who that person is. But again, you can just as easily say hey, this is a very weird race that doesn't translate directly to nationals. So I guess that would be my roundabout answer.
I agree with that. I agree with that. It's a very unique track. Personally, if we could solve the world's problems right here, let's do it. But I kind of see that, to your point of all this expectation, all this years worth of work comes down to 1 week. And a lot of times you'll have a moto on Monday, and then it's one moto on Tuesday, and one on, and they're all spread out. So there's so many different factors, and then there's the rain involved, and they got dumped on the last 3 days.
It was gnarly.
Yeah, it was just crazy. So I do think that to answer the first question is I actually, if I'm picking a rider, I'm looking for somebody, not somebody that, and I'm going to look at everything. I'm going to look at what they drove there, what kind of bus they have, how much is invested into their program.
That's such a good
how
point.
does the kid, how does the kid rebound from something? What's his attitude? And number one, he's got to be fast and, be up front. Now, does he have to win? I don't think he has to win. I think he's got to show, a bad start coming, a 10th place start coming up to 3rd. Okay, now that kid's got some heart. Where was his lap times when he was running through the pack to come up? Those are all things I would look at. And as for Loretta's itself, I would love to see it be almost a triple crown. And meaning one, it goes to always have Loretta's, but then I would throw in 2 outdoor nationals that are easy to get to, that everybody can get to, and have 2 other conditions of racing motorcycle track. Because let's face it, I road practice on Monday, and I'm not joking. I came off and I was like, holy cow, this track is insanely rough.
Glad you weren't racing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, "How's the
Brownie
track?"
said
And
it
I'm
was the
like, "Dude,
roughest he's ever seen it.
it totally." And I was telling somebody why, and I was like, "Because you have." They're like, "Why is it so rough?" And I'm like, "Because you have a PW50 that can barely get around the track, and then you have plus 50 class that so your braking bumps essentially are we're used to them into the turn, down the straightaway on the gas, no bumps, all of a sudden braking bumps. There was braking bumps from the entry of the turn, out of the turn, down the straightaway, into the next turn. Um, there wasn't a spot on the track that was smooth, and I'm not
And they build
joking.
up the
Yeah,
sides of it so you can't go anywhere. Like you're boxed in. Like it's crazy, dude.
Dude, I remember when I raced there, and
yeah,
I think it was 2012, and I'm not kidding you. I never did one fast lap in practice because we were out there with like the 50 plus class, and then I dreaded every single lap out there. There was nothing fun about it. I'm like, dude, I should have just came here with the family, camped out, not raced, and been drinking beer, cheering on my friends, watching, and just being there like a festival, like you guys were talking about it earlier. It's almost like a destination. It's like a music festival, but for dirt bikes. It
Yeah.
truly
Yep.
is. There's so much to do, right? And there's so many things that keep you occupied. And I don't know that I'll ever go back there and race, but I damn sure would go back there to hang out for the week and watch my friends' kids race.
Yeah, it was, dude. It brought out everybody. It brought a bunch of people out of the woodwork.
Yeah, it
I
was
haven't seen
crazy.
Kevin Windham in a long time, so I got to hang with Kevin. Obviously, he was hanging with Bradshaw. Me and Bradshaw worked with the Yamaha crew, but like there was a bunch of dudes. Like it's really guys that you like. I haven't heard about him in 10 years or whatever this or 5 years or this or that or. I mean, I know J-Law came out, bro.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
that's right. J-Law was there.
Did you guys get
I was
down?
looking for him. I
It
was
was
looking
sick,
for him.
actually. Oh, dude, were you there when he was? Were you there? You'd left the day before, right?
I got in the day he got in, I think, or I left the day he got in. So it would have been
Yeah.
cool, like all the to see. I mean, I haven't. Well, I don't know who's seen Jason, but I personally haven't seen Jason since his last year racing, which would have probably been 10 or so. So it's
Dude,
been a long time.
So he was. We walked up and we were watching motos, and then I was like, oh, so this happened yesterday with Brownie. He's like, yeah, I watched the feed. So like he knew everything. He knew everyone, where everyone qualified. Like he's such a legitimate fan of the sport still, like he's a funny dude. He was like ribbing Malcolm. He's like, you've raced 4 outdoor races in your entire career. Like he was just ripping on everyone. It was pretty cool to see.
That's awesome.
That it's cool. I like that. I mean, look, I think there's, I think if some of these guys that maybe have stepped out and haven't stepped back into the industry and they've been gone for 5 to 10 years or whatever, like if they're say nervous or not sure how things are gonna how they're gonna be received when they step back in. But dude, it's not like that. It's like guys, their eyes are this big around when you walk into the stadium or walk into the pits or walk down the starting straight at Loretta. You're like, dude, there's no way is that Jason? Dude, we haven't seen him, and so it's really cool to see that and then fire back all the conversations and like him dishing it out, and I'm sure he can take it as well as he can dish it out. So I think that's what's really cool is just get back to the races and check it out, because there's no egos really involved anymore, especially for us for racing. It's nice to see all those old dudes.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.